Over the last couple of weeks, there have been a lot of talks going around on who will buy the charters from Stewart-Haas Racing. While teams like RFK Racing, 23XI Racing, and Trackhouse Racing have come up as potential buyers, Junior Motorsports, who owns an Xfinity team, have also been speculated to make their entry to the Cup Series by buying a charter from Stewart-Haas. However, the team's co-owner, Dale Earnhardt Jr., has other plans for his money. The Earnhardt name carries a huge legacy in the world of NASCAR. It all started with Dale Earnhardt Sr., who drove for Richard Childress Racing in the 1980s and 1990s. Over his career, he built a legacy by winning 6 Cup Series championships. He raced in NASCAR until his last day on this planet. During the 2001 Daytona 500, which was the first race of the season, Earnhardt Sr. suffered a fatal accident on the very last lap of the race. His son, Earnhardt Jr., was also racing on that fateful day. Although Earnhardt Jr. did not win any Cup Series championships, he was a decent driver who would get wins regularly. Today, he co-owns Junior Motorsports with his sister, Kelly Earnhardt. The team currently runs cars in the Xfinity Series. While there were rumors in the past couple of weeks that they were looking to enter the Cup Series next year, the rumors have been shut down by Junior. They're just too expensive. Right now, the business model looks terrible. When that all gets resolved, the value will then pop a little bit. And I think it just continues to grow annually as it naturally has, right? Charters were selling for $2 million, $6 million, $12 million, $20 million, $30 and $40 million. And now they've kind of ratcheted back down just a little bit. But because I felt like that was probably more rare if they're selling for 25 or 30 million, I feel like that's probably a more realistic value of the charter. I believe they're going to be more valuable, Earnhardt said. But if I park that money in the charter, it's not like a price of stock that I can turn around and sell. If you're going into ownership, you're in it for life, and it would be something that would probably pass on to your kids. I would rather do something else with that money for the benefit of my girls. I'm not buying a charter and putting millions of dollars away into something that I can't then recoup or sell for a profit. I feel like that would be wrong of me because of our legacy and my last name to buy into a charter, then turn around and sell it a couple years later and try to reap a profit. If you're going to get into this, you gotta get in with commitment, not for the money. We've always raced to win a race and compete, not thinking about it as a way to profit. We're still talking to people, Earnhardt added. We're still at the table talking to different teams about maybe partnering or investing. We're always open to hearing what somebody thinks about what a partnership with us would look like. But none of them at this point have been like, oh man, that's a win for everybody. For the longest time, me and Kelly thought if we were going to race in the Cup Series, we wanted to own and operate. We wanted to race it out of our building. We wanted to be able to choose crew chiefs and mechanics. We wanted to be the reason or be part of what the car was either successful or winning races or doing well on the track. Despite the Earnhardt's ambitions while starting Junior Motorsports, he does not believe that purchasing a new charter will be a good investment. Recently, a team purchased a charter for around $40 million. However, the charters of Stewart-Haas Racing are said to be valued at around $20 to $30 million. There's no doubt that the value of charters in NASCAR is taking a hit at the moment. And there's no doubt that we will bring you the latest news surrounding NASCAR. So hit that subscribe button for our channel and relax. We'll do the rest. But even if Junior Motorsports purchases a charter now, they will not only have to invest their money, but also their time to run that team. This means hiring new drivers and crews, purchasing infrastructure, and a lot more. Dale Earnhardt Jr. would rather invest in something that he can cash out in the future when that money is required for his children. However, Dale didn't completely rule off the option of entering the NASCAR Cup Series. He did mention that he continues to have talks with existing teams on the grid for a potential partnership. A few weeks back, when SHR's departure was just rumors, Dale Earnhardt Jr. gave his thoughts about it. I heard that their range is $20 million to $30 million for a charter. I know one sold for $40 million, but from everything that I've learned, the true value is not near $40 million. So yeah, $20 million to $25 million is more in the ballpark of what I think they should be going for. The question is, will Stewart-Haas sell all 4 of them? Does Tony Stewart and Gene Haas get out entirely? Holy shit, that would be weird. I don't want to speculate, but I hope that Tony Stewart doesn't leave NASCAR entirely. That would suck. I just think he's an icon. He's a motorsports icon, done it all, Earnhardt Jr. said. Well, SHR is selling all of their charters, and the Tony Stewart name is leaving the sport. Having the Earnhardt name in NASCAR would be one of the best things to have in the sport for fans. One legendary name, Tony Stewart, is exiting the sport with the withdrawal of Stewart-Haas Racing. If Earnhardt makes a comeback to the sport as the Stewart name departs, it would be the perfect substitute. However, as mentioned earlier, Earnhardt is not keen on running his own NASCAR team by himself. By introducing Junior Motorsports to NASCAR, Earnhardt Jr. will also have to spend a lot of time away from his family. In addition to this, it's not like he can cash out his investment whenever he wants. Last week, a fan took to X to share how he wanted RFK Racing to buy a charter from SHR. Brad Keselowski, the team's co-owner and driver, replied to this post saying, "I'm 30 million short at the moment. Friends say we should start a GoFundMe." Kelly Earnhardt, the co-owner of Junior Motorsports along with her brother, replied to Keselowski saying, "Haha, us too." This may not have been completely true. Everyone knows that the Earnhardt family is a rather wealthy family. Junior alone has a net worth of around $300 million, while Kelly has a net worth of around $50 million. One of the reasons why buying your own charter will be challenging is because of the new rules and regulations NASCAR could bring in next year. Following SHR's departure from NASCAR, there were reports flying around suggesting that NASCAR is planning to limit the total number of charters per team to 3. However, this limitation will not be applicable to 2 teams, Joe Gibbs Racing and Hendrick Motorsports, who will be grandfathered in. With just these 2 teams having 4 charters in the sport, it would be very difficult for the rest of the grid to challenge them on a consistent basis. There's no doubt that NASCAR is a data game. The team with the most amount of data has the best chance of staying ahead of the field. Naturally, any team with more cars on the grid than the rest of the field would have an advantage. Hence, it would be very challenging for Junior Motorsports to enter NASCAR and be successful. NASCAR driver and team owner Denny Hamlin shared how difficult it would be for new teams if NASCAR limited the charter to 3. It's more data points. Stewart-Haas is in a little different situation. It's just different. It's different. They were really good for a while, and then it tailed off. Again, what's going to happen then is if you cap it at 3 and say, that's all you can do, 23-11, you can only be 3 for the rest of your lives. I'm going to say, okay, how am I going to beat Gibbs and Hendrick then? I mean, it'll be tough, and especially if they're trying to put some sort of salary cap or something into this thing. It's always you're going to have more resources. The numbers are just going to keep going up. The more you have, the more you have. So I don't know if I necessarily agree with that for sure, but because we deem it necessary to compete against them, is we need to have more data points, he explained. So we pay a fee to Joe Gibbs Racing every year to have access to those meetings and look at their data. We pay a big fee for it. Denny Hamlin was adamant about his point. Hendrick and Gibbs will have an inherent advantage. The problem with that is the point of entry into the sport will be extremely hard, Hamlin said, because we, having an alliance with Joe Gibbs Racing, made it easier for us to come in. If I had to build all of the infrastructure which Joe Gibbs Racing has, because I think they manufacture about, this is a very rough number, like 200 parts and pieces, that help put that car together that we cannot manufacture, because we don't have the equipment to manufacture it. We need them to provide that to us. In 2021, we saw 2311 Racing enter the sport. Although they have seen a moderate level of success so far, they've only been able to do so because of their partnership with Joe Gibbs Racing, where the latter provides 2311 with data to help develop their car. Without this sort of partnership, we might not have seen the team succeed. Even Denny Hamlin, the co-owner of 2311, said that it will not be easy for a new team to succeed in NASCAR if they limit the number of charters to 3. Considering how difficult it will be for new teams to make it in NASCAR, it seems as though Junior Motorsports is making the right decision by not purchasing the charter. It would make a lot more sense to enter by forming a partnership with a team that already has been in NASCAR for a while now. Considering the facts, do you think Junior Motorsports is making the right decision by not investing in a charter? Post your thoughts in the comment section below.